So you have one going to college. Like, what have you done to kind of let go and not hover over her like basic life skills? Like, she has
Yeah,
to really do her own laundry. Like, no one's
correct.
going to save her from that anymore.
Correct.
Like, how have you done that?
Some areas I have crushed it, like laundry. I don't know if it's just because I didn't want to do it. They do their laundry and they've been doing it for years. And we say on Sundays, our reset day, if it's not done by Sunday end of day, then well, I don't even know. We just said, I'm sure there was a consequence, but they just got in the rhythm. That was like, you have to have your clothes done and put up for the week ahead. But there's areas that, so full confession, I had someone say to me, and maybe it was a good friend that was like, do you think you're overparenting? And I was like, overparenting? Like, what the? Because I'd heard helicopter mom. I'm like, yeah, I definitely, if there's an extreme towards like, let it all just like fly by the wind parenting versus helicopter, I definitely trend more towards helicopter. So I have to fight this feeling. But I was like, what does over parenting mean? And I think what she was trying to say, like, for example, if there's homecoming drama, I'm trying to get in there and resolve it and
Mm,
fix it and smooth it and make the situation better. When maybe she is the 18-year-old and can figure out her own homecoming plans. And they want that. Like both of my girls have said to me, can you just let us handle this? And I'm like, because it's out of love. It's out of love. It's out of
yeah.
great intentions, but it actually, as they age, can mess things up more with your
Yeah.
involvement. So I think as she gets ready for college, there's a long adulting list that my friend Jennifer Scott gave me, and we're like halfway there. I'm like, she doesn't know how to change a car tire, but it's on the list.
I mean, I feel like some of those things you just got to be baptized by fire and
For
just
sure.
figure it
For
out.
sure.
Right.
Well, here's another example. Okay, forms and the doctors. Nothing makes me more mad, like crazy than a form in the doctors. And it's like 3 million pages. Now they have the iPads. And so this week she had a question on every single one. And because I was antsy and impatient, I was like, just give me the iPad. And so I do it all.
Mhm.
But the proper thing probably would have been like, hey, you're going to college next fall. You're going to be filling out your doctor form. So get after it. And I'll sit here and answer any questions that you have. So it's practicing. It's also just knowing that sometimes, I mean, I don't know. It's a lot.
I feel like so I am an overparenter for sure.
Hmm.
Definitely in it's hard for me not to be driving to school to bring the basketball clothes.
Yeah.
I will check teams every night for assignments. We will do all like those things, the practical things. I will fill out the forms mostly because I just want them done. Like
Yeah.
the laundry,
Correct.
we're starting that, but it's like I want things done.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I'm an overparenter with the emotional things. Those I'm like,
Mm.
you need to figure that out. Here's some like, let's ask some questions. Let's figure out that now you go
Okay. I'm
handle your
probably the
own issue.
reverse. I'm probably
Okay.
less over parenting in practical life and I'm more over parenting in emotions. So just teach me, oh wise one.
That's probably like boys versus girls too.
Yeah.
I don't
Totally.
know.
Totally.
But I feel like there are so many of us like this that we don't realize we're doing it. So what do you think is the root of why people overparent?
Well, it's funny. I've been thinking about this. And my friend Sharon Menken, she was on the podcast, I think last year, but she's a mentor of mine. And I was telling her about this. She was like, oh, yeah. I remember when I realized that I was overparenting. She said it was humiliating. And so I was like, oh, do tell. She's like, I was at the doctor, probably like their senior year or junior year or whatever. And I was helping them fill out a form talking about whatever medical issue it was. And the doctor wrote a note in the corner and she saw it and she said, a mom is controlling. Could you die? Like, I mean, I was like dumbfounded. I'm like, are doctors making notes about us on the
I have
corners
no
of their thing?
idea.
Probably. They're like, oh, here she is again. What's phobia where you think every time they're sick, I'm like, they have cancer. Like I goes, they're probably like, this lady is legit crazy. But